On the break comes Copley for Williamson. He shoots, and it's in and out, no good. Rebound off the Wojcik. Up the floor to Morgan. Morgan is well ahead of the pack. Dotson catches him, and he misses the shot, but Dotson fouls him.
Both clubs coming out running with the basketball. That time the transition. Good inside play and rejection of shots by Opie, and right away it looks like he's come to play. Also, Wheeling Central, Kaysen has also come in there. Costin is also in with a rejection of a shot, Frank.
It will be Morgan at the foul line for Wheeling Central. The Knights are 19-6 overall. Williamson 21-5. Wheeling Central had a struggle yesterday with Parkersburg WI to get to the finals. Shot by Morgan is no good. He had a tough shooting day yesterday, hitting just 3 for 12 from the floor.
Well, Bob Riesbeck played so well for them, and the Blair boy came off the bench and did an excellent job for Wheeling Central.
Second shot is up and good, and the Knights have the 1-0 lead.
And they're right in their pressure defense, full court man-to-man.
Inbound to Struther for Williamson. Struther, an outstanding young sophomore, 6'3". He's had 34 points in his first state tournament appearances. 2 games, 34 points, 8 rebounds.
Frank, he can be a Division I player at some level. I think he'll have to probably be an off guard. He's posting inside now.
Struthers goes up and lays it in. Struther working inside, takes the pass and lays it in, and Williamson leads it 2-1 after the sophomore's basket. Wheeling Central with the ball. Wojcik operating out front with Morgan. Passing to Carlson deep on the right side. Out to Morgan, to Wojcik out between the circles. Williamson also had a dogfight yesterday with Oceana to get to the championship game.
Williamson 2-3 zone.
Inside they go to Stiglitz, and he is fouled by Austin.
Pretty simple in the half-court game here. Both clubs trying to stick it inside to their big man, but they will break when they get the opportunity.
The foul on Austin is his first and the team's second. Riesbeck to inbound for Wheeling Central. Williamson leading 2-1. Inbound to Wojcik, out to Morgan. In the lane to Stiglitz. Stiglitz driving on Obi, shoots and misses the shot. It rolls off the rim. Rebound Struther. Here comes Struther on the run to Obi. Obi driving and lost the ball behind his back out of bounds. It will be Wheeling Central ball.
Right away, Struther had that ability. Even though he has that size and a good rebounder, he can handle the ball. He brings it right out there. He has the freedom. Coach Hatfield gives him that choice to bring it down. That time, Obi was out ahead of the pack, couldn't handle it.
Wojcik to Riesbeck. Left side to Morgan. Morgan deep on the wing, looks for help, gives it to Stiglitz in the corner. Stiglitz in the lane to Riesbeck. He had a big day yesterday. Copley knocks the ball away from him, and it goes out of bounds, knocked by Copley, and it will be Central's ball.
Williamson in the 2-3 zone. Central attacking the weakness of the zone, and that's right in the middle. But right now, Central having a hard time handling the basketball. Credit the Williamson defense.
Riesbeck has been Central's best shooter the first 2 days, hitting 13 of 20 field goals. Central with the ball, trailing 2-1 in the early going. Wojcik dribbling out front. Dave Wojcik, a 5'10 junior, passing to Riesbeck, also a junior in the right corner. He's double teamed and bounces the ball out of bounds off the leg of Austin.
The movement in that zone, once the ball comes into the corner in that 2-3, Williamson will at times double team with their outside man and the off wing man.
Inbound from Riesbeck out to Wojcik to Morgan out front. Right side, Riesbeck. Last year, Wheeling Central lost to Dunbar in the state championship game. 2 years ago, they were beaten by North Fork. Pass from Riesbeck to Stiglitz, top of the key to Wojcik. Shooting from the head of the circle is good.
Well, I'll tell you, that's what he wasn't able to do yesterday, but Wojcik hit that one, and that was pretty good range on that shot, Frank.
3-2, Wheeling Central leading. Dotson, a junior who was an all-tournament player last year as a sophomore, dribbles across the timeline for Williamson, shoots over. Wojcik misses the shot. Rebound tipped by Dotson to Struther. 15-footer left corner, short. Rebound Austin. He tried to follow. Wojcik steals it. Here comes Wojcik 2-on-1 down the right side. Stops, shoots from 12 and misses. Struther with a rebound for Williamson. Up ahead to Copley. Copley on the drive. Down the lane he goes. He'll pull up, shoot, and his shot is around and good.
You said his shot exactly right. He likes to come out in the transition down the left-hand side of the floor, switch over into the lane with that little jumper.
4-3, Williamson leading. Driving inside is Riesbeck. He runs over Austin and picks up the offensive foul. That will be Wheeling Central's first team foul. Williamson gets the ball back, leading 4-3. 4:49 to play, first quarter. Copley inbounding to Dotson. Double teamed in the backcourt, gives it to Struther. Struther quickly across midcourt, inside to Austin. Layup right side, Austin blocked by Carlson. Traveling called on Austin.
When he had that pressure defense at Central, it's nice to have that big boy Costin back there. I can see he's into the game. He's not a real physical type player, Frank, but he does some good things for you out there.
Wheeling Central with the ball, trailing 4-3. Wojcik slowly across midcourt. Passing over to Morgan inside to Stiglitz. Strother knocked it away, and Austin steals it. Strother got down low with Stiglitz and knocked the ball between his legs. Copley brings it down for Williamson, setting up out at the point. Dribbling slowly on the right side toward the wing. Now he comes back to the top of the key, gives it to Dotson on the right wing. Dotson lobs it down low. Obi, 6'6", turnaround jumper up and good.
Well, I'll tell you, if he can get hot down in there low, he can be a big factor in this basketball game if he can produce offensively for Williamson.
6-3 the score. Williamson by 3. 4:02 to play first quarter. Wojcik to Riesbeck on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Morgan, right side. In the lane to Carlson. Quick jumper up and short. Carlson. Rebound off the hands of Stiglitz. Copley saves it from going out of bounds. Carlson, rather, inside to Morgan. Morgan misses a shot. Stiglitz rebounds. He scores and hits.
Well, I'll tell you, that was just really something you don't want to do. You never want to throw that basketball going out of bounds, Frank, right into the offensive man's basket area, and that's what Williamson did.
Williamson trying to dribble up the floor, loses the ball off the foot of a Wheeling Central player, so it will be Williamson's ball, and the timeout has been called. 3:36 to play here in the first quarter. Williamson 6, Wheeling Central 5. Let's pause for this word from Davis and Elkins College.
Reminding you, there's a great little seafood place, and it's just 2 blocks from you. It's Captain D's on Canola Boulevard. You can either eat in or carry out today.
The score here in the early going. Williamson leading Wheeling Central.
Wheeling Central shooting 2 for 8, 25%. Williamson 3 for 7, Frank at 42%. Turning the basketball over, Williamson 4 times, Wheeling Central 2.
The Wolfpack will inbound at midcourt. Williamson, coached by David Hatfield. Wheeling Central by Dino Gaudio. Both young and very successful head coaches. Wheeling Central playing the Wolfpack man-to-man defensively. Williamson with the ball. Copley dribbling out front, passing to Dotson. Dotson deep on the right side to Obi at the foul line. Dribbles into the paint, driving, shooting. Shot bounces in and out, no good. Tough luck on that shot. Rebound Carlson. Carlson down to Wojcik.
That 2-3 zone, I think you want to try to find Stingley on the inside as much as possible if you're Wheeling Central.
Carlson almost lost the ball underneath, flips it to Riesbeck. Short jumper right corner, good by Riesbeck.
Can't give him that. He was able to square up, found a clear area, and when he takes that jumper, he usually rings it up.
Riesbeck, a good shooter, averages 11 points a game. 7-6, Central by 1. And the press is on. Dotson gets it across the timeline to Copley. Copley driving inside, had it knocked away from behind and stolen by Riesbeck.
That's that change in defense where they bring Stingley down and play a 1-2-1-1 type zone press, 3/4 court.
Copley's brother, John Mark, played on Williamson's 1983 state championship team. That was an excellent team. Mark Klein, the high school All-American on that team. Wojcik with the ball for Wheeling Central. His shot is up from the right side and good.
Well, Williamson packing his own defense in as they are. The perimeter shot is available to Wheeling Central.
9-6, Wheeling Central leading. Strother brings it down for Williamson. Had his pass knocked away. He recovers it, gives it to Obi. Shot left baseline, no good. Stiglitz rebounding for Central. Up the floor to Wojcik. Wojcik on the drive, working out front between the circles. Now he just carefully controls the basketball and will set up on the right side. Central leading 9-6 here in the first quarter. Wojcik in the right baseline out to Morgan, top of the key. Morgan against Dotson with 1:50 to play. He drives in the lane, and a lane violation on Wheeling Central.
One of the things you like to do sometimes against zone defenses, Frank, is penetrate off the dribble, but not when it's packed in as tightly. You've got to go around the perimeter. That time they tried to force it in.
Morgan actually ran into Stiglitz, his own man, inside the lane. Copley with the ball for Williamson against the press. Bounce pass across the timeline to Strother. Strother, the sophomore, going to the lane. Pull-up jumper is up and no good. And a rebound off to Stiglitz and Austin, and a foul is on David Austin.
Well, David, Austin's hasn't been into the ball game very much. I would look pretty soon for them to go to the big boy from yesterday, Woody Smith.
Smith coming in now, 6'8" senior who really did not play until this year, and he has improved just about every game. He had 18 points yesterday against Oceana.
He's only averaged 5 points a game all the year, but yesterday he came in and hit that baseline jump shot and rang it up good.
It seems that the tournament always produces
You're right.
a relatively unknown star. Griesbeck with the ball for Wheeling Central. They lead it by 3 and have controlled the last 3 or 4 minutes. Morgan in the left corner, bounce pass out to Carlson on the wing. To Morgan, long shot left corner. Morgan is short. Rebound tipped by Griesbeck, but Obi comes down with it, lost it, and gives it now to Copley. Copley across the timeline for the Wolfpack. They haven't scored in a while. Over to Dodson on the right side.
Get Struthers into that offense if they want to produce something.
Copley shooting out front, missing. Rebound, Wojcik. Wojcik up ahead to Morgan. Morgan on a breakaway, driving inside, lost the ball, picks it up, drives again, and lays it up and good.
Great move against 2 Williamson defenders close to the basket on the transition.
Big basket by David Morgan. It's 11-6 Wheeling Central. And now Copley is fouled in the backcourt by Wojcik.
Wojcik didn't get over along the baseline quick enough to cut off Copley, and the foul was committed.
39 seconds remaining first quarter. Wheeling Central has scored 7 straight points.
Well, you got to go to your big gun. You got to get somebody loose if you're Williamson. Either go and get Struthers into the offense to pick you up.
Copley with it out between the circles for the Wolfpack. They're trailing 11-6. Copley to Dodson. Dodson to Smith in the right corner. Cross court to Copley on the wing. Down low Struthers. Short jumper is up and good against Stiglitz. He went right up against Stiglitz and laid it in. 11-8. Struther has 4. Wheeling Central by 3. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Wojcik works it down for Central. Shooting from the head of the key. It is short. Rebound out front. It's loose. Wojcik gets it back with 4 seconds. Turns and fires it again and misses. Rebound Copley. And Copley will shoot as the buzzer sounds and the first quarter is over. At the end of the first period, it is Wheeling Central 11 and Williamson 8. Via satellite, this is the Metro News Radio Network. Here at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum, the 6th straight state tournament appearance for Wheeling Central, 3rd trip to the finals, and thus far they lead it as we go to the second quarter by 3, 11-8.
Early championship pressure style shooting, 5 for 14 Wheeling Central, only 35%. Williamson 4 for 13, 30%. It will improve.
Wheeling Central with the ball. Morgan to Carlson in the left corner. Carlson cross court to Wojcik right side. Down low to Stiglitz. Stiglitz works in the lane, misses the shot. Rebound Carlson. He goes up and follows it in.
Already he's been more aggressive in this game than he played the whole game yesterday against WI.
Carlson at 6'6", has good size. 13-8. Wheeling Central by 5. Williamson with the ball. Copley across midcourt. They haven't really been bothered by the Knights' press that much. Copley brings it down, setting up the left wing, looking for Struther underneath. Couldn't find him. To Obi inside Struther now. He's open and lays it up and in.
Set play out of that timeout by Coach Hatfield, bringing Opie up high. He caught it, turned around, went straight inside to Struther. They found Struther the last 2 times, Frank, in around the hoop.
13-10. Williamson down by 3. Wheeling Central with the ball. They give it to Carlson at the high post, out to Wojcik. Wojcik on the right side to Morgan. Morgan to Stiglitz, who comes out in the corner. Stiglitz 6'5", very strong. He can really cause Williamson some problems inside. Over to Wojcik in the corner now. Wojcik on the left side of the floor, which is the far side as we look at it. To Carlson Cawson deep in the corner. Out to Wojcik. Wojcik dribbles to the top of the key, gives it back to Cawson. Struthers tips it away, but Stiglitz recovers it. Into Riesbeck. Down low to Cawson. Cawson drives and is fouled by Smith.
Boy, they flashed Riesbeck into the middle there, and what a great pass he made. Off balance, looking away. Gave it a beautiful look pass in deep and drew the foul.
13-10 is the score. Williamson trailing Wheeling Central by 3. And Mark Cawson will be at the foul line.
Central very patient, Frank, in that half-court game. They know that they're attacking a pretty good zone defense, a very active zone defense, Williamson High School, and they're taking their time looking for the seams in the zones and finding them.
Cawson's shot is no good. He has scored only 8 points in the 2 ball games, but he has pulled down 13 rebounds.
Well, he's the guy that works away from Stinglitz. When Stinglitz goes in low, Cawson works the other side.
Second shot is up and good. 14-10, Wheeling Central by 4. Williamson with the ball. Dotson in the backcourt against the press to Copley. Copley still not near the timeline. Gets it across midcourt to Struther. Struther to Obi. Not a good pass. Intercepted by Cawson. Cawson right there for the steal. Up to Morgan. Here's Morgan on the run. Right side floating down the lane and fouled by Smith.
Well, Morgan elected to go right in against the whole defense of Williamson that time. He's successful in drawing the foul.
That'll be 2 fouls on 6'8" senior Woody Smith of Williamson, and Williamson now taking a timeout. Our score is 14-10, Wheeling Central leading the Williamson Wolfpack. Let's pause for this word from West Virginia State. Our score here early in the second period. Wheeling Central leading Williamson here at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum, Class AA State Championship game in 1986.
You know, Frank, you talked about the pressure of Central not hurting Williamson. In that respect, it's not making steals, but I think it is causing Williamson to set their offense out a little bit higher. When they break into the front court, not able sometimes to get the ball in, and they're making poor passing selections right now here in the second quarter, causing the ball to be turned over.
Morgan at the foul line for Wheeling Central. Misses his first one, hits his second one, and it's 15-10 Central leading. Williamson with the ball in the backcourt, Dotson. Dotson across the timeline is passed to Smith, knocked away. Riesbeck picked up by Smith to Struther. Struther driving down the lane. Nice floating move, and his shot is up and good. He has 8 of his team's 12 points, and it's 15-12, Wheeling Central by 3.
No doubt about it. Nice looking sophomore.
Wojcik across midcourt for Central, giving it to Riesbeck on the left wing. Long shot, Riesbeck is good. 4 points for Riesbeck. 17-12, Central by 5. Williamson with the ball. Dotson and Copley in the backcourt. Cautiously approaching the timeline. They get it down to Struther. Struther driving the right side. Will pull up and shoot from 15 and miss this time. Rebound Copley and a foul on Wojcik. Wojcik, the younger brother of Doug Wojcik, who is the starting point guard for Navy. And, of course, Navy winning over Cleveland State last night in the NCAA tournament, and they are still alive.
They face Duke tomorrow afternoon in the Meadowlands.
1 game away from the Final Four. Inbound pass stolen by Morgan. Morgan with it for Wheeling Central. Driving toward the right baseline. Now he stops and brings it back out front to Riesbeck. Riesbeck to Wojcik. Wheeling Central leading 17-12.
Boy, Wojcik runs the offense, gets the ball to the right people.
Wojcik to Morgan on the left wing. Morgan picks up his dribble, gives it to Stiglitz in the corner. Stiglitz has been fairly quiet today. After Wojcik, shot out front is up and way off. Rebound Smith. Smith with it for Williamson to Struther. Here comes Struther down the right side on the drive toward the baseline. Gives it out to Obi. Over to Woody Smith on the left side. He'll shoot and miss. Rebound Cawson.
Good job of blocking out that time by Carson.
Carson to Wojcik. Wojcik on the run down to Morgan. Morgan sneaks inside, loses the ball. Dotson comes up with it. Dotson dribbling through the pack, out of trouble with the left hand. Down the left side he goes. Wojcik sneaks in and knocks it away from behind. Picked up by Central. Down the floor they go to Morgan. Morgan dribbling to the left corner, picks up his dribble and passes inside to Carson. Almost stolen, but Carson recovers it and gives it back to Wojcik. 17-12, Wheeling Central leading. 4:20 to play, first half. Wojcik to Carson in the lane. Ball is knocked loose. Stiglitz comes up with it and gives it to Wojcik. Stiglitz almost walked as he went falling over the basketball around the top of the circle. And now we have a whistle and a foul away from the ball against Stiglitz.
Frustration all the way. The ball on the floor. Everybody got up, making some contribution vocally. And I think nobody really has been into their offense, either ball club, and nothing much producing here in the last 2 minutes at all.
Stiglitz picks up his first foul. He will take a seat. No, Blair will come in for Carson. Carson will sit down as Dave Blair checks in.
Well, you mentioned Stiglitz not doing much lately, and I think that is frustration. They've got to be able to find him offensive, especially in a half-court game.
Dotson with it for Williamson, out to Copley. Copley trying to penetrate, couldn't go very far, gives it to Smith, out to Struther.
Mismatch on the inside with Riesbeck on Jerome Opie.
Dotson shooting and missing for Williamson, but we have a foul. This will be on Central, on Riesbeck, who was trying to compensate a little bit against Opie.
Well, I think when you find somebody like that and giving up size, Opie has maybe, what, Frank, 3 inches, maybe 4 inches on Riesbeck. You got to put him up in there, try to find him and go to him. Even though he's not a great offensive player, and getting close to the basket, you can put it up and in.
Opie shooting a 1-and-1. Shot is up and no good. Rebound Morgan. Williamson down the bonus.
Well, Opie just doesn't, you can see on his face, he just is not a confident offensive basketball player.
Wheeling Central with the ball, leading 17-12. A low-scoring first half. Wojcik to Riesbeck on the right side. Riesbeck out to Wojcik, top of the key, in the lane to Blair. Blair with a very slow move, and he traveled with it.
Boy, I'll tell you, they have the opening in the 2-3 zone, but they are not flashing the right people. You need somebody like Stingley's to get operating up in there, or Riesbeck.
Williamson with the ball. Copley down to Struther. Struther inside to Smith. Knocked away and out of bounds. But off the hands of Opie, it will be Wheeling Central's ball.
I don't know if you saw that the way I did. I thought it was a great pass off the dribble by Struther, but I think he was trying to hit Opie, and Smith came down the middle and ran into it.
I think you're right. He had Opie open and see Smith coming. Wojcik with the ball for Wheeling. Inside he goes to Blair. His shot is blocked by Opie. It comes out to Dotson, 2-on-1. Dotson stops, shoots. His shot is no good. Rebound to Riesbeck of Wheeling Central.
Lid on both baskets right now.
Riesbeck up the floor to Morgan. Morgan dribbling down the left side into the corner to Blair. And Blair throws it away, trying to hit Stiglitz.
Well, right now, Blair in that one position has come in and just not helped him at all the way he did yesterday.
And Blair's going to leave the game, and the senior Carson will return. AA state championship game. Wheeling Central 17, Williamson 12. Williamson with the ball. Copley and Dotson in the backcourt. Dotson to Copley. Across the timeline to Struther. Struther on the drive against Carson. He goes up, shoots, and misses. Opie rebounds. Misses the layup. Rebound off the Stiglitz. Stiglitz down to Riesbeck. Here come the Wolfpack, or rather the Maroon Knights. Riesbeck driving across the lane is hacked by Copley.
You don't think this final will end up being 17-12, do you?
We've been stuck on that number
We've
for a
been
while.
there.
That's right.
Williamson, number 44.
Opie now leaving for Williamson. David Austin will check in. At the foul line, Bob Riesbeck of Wheeling Central. He has 4 points in the game.
Some size coming out of that Williamson lineup now, but Opie is just down a little bit, frustrated a little bit, and I think that's a good move by Coach Hatfield to sit him down for the remaining 2 minutes.
Riesbeck's shot misses. Rebound off to Williamson. Here comes Dotson. Dotson setting up out to the left side, dribbling deep on the wing. Neither team has scored in a while. Copley shooting foul line, and he hits one for Williamson. Finally, someone scored. 17-14 to score.
Frank, he's been there throughout the course of the season. He carried him for a while, and right now he got a big bucket for him.
Williamson down by 3, Wheeling Central with the ball. Wojcik to Riesbeck, left corner. And walking on Riesbeck. Riesbeck asking his teammate Carlson if he walked. I thought he got a bit out of sync with his pass there, and it caused him to travel.
I think you're correct.
Williamson with it, down by 3. Copley brings it down to Dotson to Struther in the right corner. Struther trying to go baseline right, turnaround jumper off the glass, good! Oh, what a shot by Struther.
Well, he faced up on that wing position, lower baseline, took it right at the defensive end, did a spin, and laid it up high and soft off the glass the way you should do.
17-16 the score. Williamson down by 1. The Wolfpack crowd on their feet. 1:22 to play in the half. Wojcik to Morgan, left wing. Morgan to Carlson in the left corner. Out to Morgan. Morgan on the right side to Wojcik. Morgan almost walked. Wojcik to Stiglitz in the right corner. Stiglitz inside Riesbeck. He goes up over Struther, misses the shot. Rebound Dotson. Dotson to Austin. Here comes Copley on the break. Copley driving on Wojcik. His shot is good. And Williamson has the lead, 18-17. 4 seconds to play in the second quarter. The Wolfpack has reeled off 6 straight points. Wheeling Central has not scored in some time. They're going to play for 1 shot with 40 seconds to go in the second quarter.
I just haven't been able to attack that zone and get very many good shots against it, and credit the Williamson defense.
Wojcik to Riesbeck, back to Wojcik. They're passing it out front as the clock runs down with 26 seconds to go now in the half. Wojcik over to Morgan. Morgan out to Wojcik. 15 seconds remaining. Wojcik out near midcourt, giving to Morgan the right side to Wojcik. 10 seconds left. 9 seconds to Morgan on the right side. Over to Riesbeck, driving in the lane, dumps it down low for Stiglitz. Off his chest, picked up Wojcik, and Wojcik stepped out of bounds with a second to play. Wojcik picked up the loose ball, but he stepped on the baseline. So Williamson just lets the time run off in the first half, and our halftime score is Williamson 18, Wheeling Central 17. Via satellite, this is the Metro News Radio Network. Ready now to start the second half. Here we go. Williamson has the ball here in this AA championship game, leading 18-17, and Wheeling Central playing man-to-man. Copley, Dotson, Struther, Austin, Noby out for the Wolfpack. They get it inside to Struther. Struther immediately working on Riesbeck, shooting and scoring.
And I would do that every time. There's no way that Riesbeck can play behind Struther inside and stop him.
20-17, Williamson leading, and Struther has 12 points. If there were an MVP given in the tournament, and there's not, he might be it. Central with the ball, they go inside to Stiglitz. Stiglitz muscling up a shot, but he misses with too much muscle. Rebound out to Williamson. Dotson dribbling out, top of the circle, spinning, shooting, missing. Rebound Riesbeck of Wheeling Central.
Dotson, Frank, did not score in the first half of this game. He's somebody to watch real closely here in the third quarter. He can pick your club up. He's a good player.
He exploded in the second half yesterday. They go to Stiglitz. Wheeling Central getting a basket out of Stiglitz, who also had a quiet first half.
The first opening of the third quarter shows each team going to their big guns and producing.
20-19, Williamson by 1. Williamson with the ball against the press. They get it to Struther. Right baseline jumper, up and good. Struther has 14, and it's 22-19, Williamson by 3. Wheeling Central with the ball. Wojcik to Riesbeck, a low pass. He controls it back out to Wojcik. Right side to Morgan. To Wojcik out between the circles. 6:35 to play third quarter. Williamson leading 22-19. Central with the ball. Riesbeck, short jumper left baseline. No good. Stiglitz open for the rebound. His follow-up is good.
Boy, off that shot by Riesbeck, they've got that triangle going. Stiglitz in low, Riesbeck in the corner. That can really help them if they can start hitting.
22-21, Williamson by one. Williamson with the ball. Bouncing up the floor to Obi. Intercepted by Carlson. Carlson to Riesbeck. Here comes Riesbeck on the drive. Working on Copley. Runs into Copley and picks up the offensive foul.
Just forced it in a little bit too deep, Frank. He came off that angle across with the basketball, but then stopped down in low instead of maybe bringing it back out. He continued maybe one step too far, and he committed the charge.
3 fouls on Riesbeck. Copley double teamed in the backcourt to Dotson. Dotson to Copley. Williamson leading 22-21. Copley over to Dotson. Now he comes across midcourt.
Decision time. Do you keep him in there, Riesbeck, or do you take him out?
Right now, he's still in the ball game. Dotson to Struther. Struther against Riesbeck. He has his hands full with him. Struther driving, goes up and lays it in.
Well, there's a definite mismatch there, as I said earlier, and they're going to have to make an adjustment, either get in his own defense or switch men.
I don't think Riesbeck can handle him without the 3 fouls,
way.
but especially with 3 fouls, he's not going to be able to handle him. Morgan to Riesbeck, left corner. They back off, throws it back out to Morgan. Morgan driving down the lane, was hit from behind by Copley.
You know, you make a good point about not being able to handle him. The fact is, we're talking about a 16-year-old kid and playing in a state tournament game. He's not really thinking all the way defensively. He's got to be worried somewhat about his offensive game. And speaking of Riesbeck, he's not going to really want to come out of the basketball game.
24-21, Waiting Central down by 3. The Maroon Knights have the ball. 5:25 to play here in the first half, in the third quarter. Morgan alley-ooping for Stiglitz. He threw it too high. Hits off the backboard. Comes out to Copley. Copley on the run. Down the right side of the lane. Scoops it up and lays it in.
Well, that was costly. 4 points. That was a play where the alley-oop, you shouldn't maybe even be looking for that coming out there down 3 at that time, and now you're down 5 on the transition by Williamson.
Carlson with the ball for Waiting Central. Misses the shot. Rebound, Obi. Obi of Williamson out to Copley. Here comes Copley again on the run down the left side to Dotson. His shot is short. Riesbeck with the rebound out to Wojcik. Wojcik threw it up the floor. He thought he saw his man down the floor, and it was Obi.
That's right. Obi never came up.
Obi did not come down on the offensive end. Wojcik thought that Obi was one of his players. He threw it right to him.
Right to him. Well, I think their uniforms, this is funny, their uniforms are the same home and away. That's the color that Central uses. I'm sure he just picked it up. A mental lapse right there.
Obi shooting and missing. Rebound, Austin.
Central needs a timeout, Frank.
For Williamson.
Bad.
Struther is out of the game right now for Williamson. Woody Smith is in. Morgan driving inside, and he is fouled by Obi. Or was it Austin? It's Austin. That will be his third. It is
Central needs to regroup.
28-21 the score. Williamson leading. Now Struther returns, and Woody Smith will leave for the Wolfpack. No, it's going to be Austin who leaves. Struther went out for a quick breather.
Central has Riesbeck on the bench.
Palmer is in for the Maroon Knights. Dave Palmer, brother Jim Palmer, a 6'1" senior. Morgan's shot is up and good. 28-22. Morgan at the foul line, shooting 2 for Waiting Central. Second shot, Morgan is up. That one's not going to be good. Rebound, Obi. Obi to Dotson. Dotson across the timeline for Williamson. Being played by Wojcik in the man-to-man. Dotson dribbling on the right side. Cut off, picks up his dribble, gives it to Struther. Struther shooting over Carlson, no good. Rebound, Obi. Obi had it taken from him by Wojcik. Wojcik to Carlson, back to Wojcik. Here comes Wojcik on the run, down the floor. He's got Morgan open, layup is good.
That'll pick Central up a little. Steal by Wojcik, the assist by Wojcik.
Morgan has his 7th point. 28-24, Williamson by 4. 3:37 to play, third quarter. Williamson with the ball. Dotson on the right side, lobs it for Struther. Struther in a crowd, shooting, and he was fouled. He was triple teamed, and Carlson, I believe, is the player who fouled Struther.
Struther's coming across in low post, and now he feels really good because everybody they put on him in that man-to-man defense, he's able to post up and score with those bank shots. Now, realizing this is sometimes with a sophomore, Frank, you've got to realize a couple men on you, somebody's open. Now you have to be a passer more than a scorer because you can find the open people.
Struthers' free throw is up and good. He now has 17 points. He has 51 points in his 3 games. Second shot misses. Rebound Stiglitz. 29-24. Williamson by 5. 3:23 to play, third quarter. Wheeling Central with the ball. Palmer right baseline. Looks for help. Double team. Cross court pass left wing to Morgan. Morgan will drive. Stop. Shoot. Good.
Good move that time. Didn't have the shot to begin with. Worked very hard along right up from the left baseline and found the area and scored.
Morgan leading the Knights right now. He's got 9 points. 29-26. Williamson by 3. Copley to Obie on the left wing. Obie out to Smith, top of the circle at 6'8". It gives it to Copley on the right side. Copley dumping it down for Struther. Right baseline turnaround jumper. Good. But we have a lane violation on Williamson. And a timeout taken. 29-26 the score. The Wolfpack of Williamson leading. Let's take advantage of the timeout to hear this word from Snapper. AA classification was formed back in 1959. Only 4 teams from the northern part of the state have won state championships in AA. Romney in 1960, New Martinsville 1961, Warwood in 67, and Wheeling Central in 1982. And Wheeling Central trying to win again this year.
The shooting percentages in the third quarter, Wheeling Central 4 for 7, 57%. I'll get back in a minute.
We have a drive by Palmer of Wheeling Central, and his shot was goaltended by Jerome Obie. Obie called for goaltending, and it's now a 1-point game, 29-28. Wheeling Central has pulled to within 1 of Williamson as they have kind of regained the momentum. Williamson with the ball, Copley out front to Dotson. Dotson on the right side, dribbling against Wojcik, goes on the baseline, goes all the way underneath, misses the shot. Rebound is taken down by Morgan, and Wheeling Central can take the lead. Morgan brings it down the right side, going toward the corner. Finds an opening on the baseline. Now he's cut off and throws it to Palmer out front to Wojcik. 2:12 to play, third quarter. Wheeling Central can take the lead. Wojcik to Palmer on the left wing. Palmer driving the baseline. He stops, shoots, and hits.
Nice move along the baseline, and Morgan Palmer picked this club up.
4 straight points for Palmer, a 6'1" senior off the bench. 30-29, Central by 1. Pass to Struther, right side. Struther against Palmer. Double teamed out to Copley on the wing. 1:42 to play.
Struther really working to get the basketball. He's like taking over the leadership, Frank.
Stropley inside. Copley inside on the drive for Williamson. Runs into Stiglitz and picks up a charging foul.
Boy, this game is something with momentum. Both changing it. There's just ups and downs throughout it. One taking charge and the other club taking charge.
3 fouls on David Copley. And John Milam is going to come in for Copley. Palmer leads for Wheeling Central. And Carlson returns.
And Riesbeck returns.
Riesbeck also back in the ballgame. 30-29. Wheeling Central by 1 with 1:30 to play, third quarter.
And they're going to hold it.
Williamson back in the zone, and Central is going to sit on the ball and let the clock run down. They were down 28-22. Now they've taken a 30-29 lead. Wojcik over to Riesbeck, out to Morgan. Morgan will be going defensively. Gives it out to Stiglitz. Stiglitz against Obie. Hands it to Carlson with 1:03 to play. Carlson back to Wojcik. We're in the third quarter. Wheeling Central leading by 1. Wojcik to Riesbeck to Carlson right of the lane. Left side to Morgan. 53 seconds left. Morgan down the right side. Driving on Smith. Smith blocks the shot. Out to on the break. Dotson down the left side against Wojcik, and Wojcik fouls him with 44 seconds to play in the third quarter.
And not a bad foul take coming back 3-on-1 and took that foul before they could pass it off. Of course, Obi was the man who was going to receive the pass, and the way he's been playing, there might not have been a bucket there.
Dotson at the foul line for Williamson. He has not scored in the game. He has scored 27 points in the 2 previous games. Shot is up and no good. Raymond Dotson will try and tie it with 44 seconds to play, third quarter. Williamson down by 1.
Dotson's not had a good game here today.
The second shot rolls in. His first point, it's now 30-30. 44 seconds left. Well, that was a nice block by Smith on the other end for Williamson. Williamson for the ball. Wojcik to Riesbeck in the right wing out to Wojcik. Wojcik backs up, and they want to slow things down again with 30 seconds to play. Wojcik passing with Riesbeck. And a technical foul called on Williamson for non-play.
Technical foul called against Williamson for non-play.
He had given the warning before, Frank. It didn't come out. They brought him out the first time, and that's all he has to do is warn them once. Williamson, after that exchange, went back down and sat back in that 2-3 zone.
And Wojcik at the foul line hits the technical. 31-30 to score, winning Central leading with 21 seconds to play, third quarter.
Now Williamson will come out and pick up man-to-man, I'm sure.
Morgan inbounding to Wojcik. 19 seconds left. Wojcik dribbling on the right side, passing in the corner to Riesbeck. Riesbeck to Stiglitz. Stiglitz over to Morgan. Morgan inside, lobbing for Stiglitz. Stiglitz goes up. Shot is blocked by Obi, and he's fouled by Obi. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Jerome Obi picks up the foul, and Mike Stiglitz will go to the line for Winning Central.
Set up play out of that man-to-man offense where they backdoor and throw a high lob pass. That time Stiglitz usually comes in from the weak side, caught the ball, laid it up and was fouled.
Hedges is in for Winning Central, replacing Wojcik, who has 3 fouls. Palmer's back in. 31-30, Winning Central leading, and Stiglitz is shooting 2. He's had a very fine tournament. Shot is up and good. Stiglitz had 27 points and 22 rebounds in the 2 opening games. He's got 7 points here today. 32-30, Central by 2. Second shot is up and short. Rebound Obi, and he lost it out of bounds. Stiglitz missed a shot with 5 seconds to go, and then Obi knocked it out of bounds. He ran into Smith, his own player. Riesbeck to inbound for Central. The Morgan left corner. Morgan's shot is up, blocked by Struther. Loose ball picked up Clausen, and his shot is short, and the third quarter is over. Our score after 3 periods of play, Winning Central 32, Williamson 30. Via satellite, this is the Metro News Radio Network. Fourth and final quarter here in Class AA in West Virginia this year. This is the championship game. And Wheeling Central has the ball, and they lead Williamson 32-30.
That was some third quarter, Frank, interchanging along through that, but I think there was one situation there where Williamson had a chance to really run up the score and to take off in this ball game, but not with that great poise of Central. They came back on Morgan and the reserve Blair. Both helped them.
Wojcik with the ball for Wheeling Central. Passing to Morgan over to Stiglitz in the right wing, deep in the right side to Carlson to Wojcik. Inside Stiglitz wide open. Stiglitz had his shot blocked by Struther, but he stayed with it and laid it in. Struther made a fine defensive play, but Stiglitz made it and bucket.
Excellent ball movement by Wheeling Central. They found the open man on the inside. Now watch Williamson. They're going to have to try to go to their big boy Struther.
Dotson to Austin, top of the key, back to Dotson. Dotson dribbling around the right side, pull up, baseline jumper, good. 34-32. Williamson down by 2. Dotson has 3. Wheeling Central with a lead in the ball. 7:07 to play and a foul on Dotson.
Well, Dotson's just so happy to get a bucket. He just hasn't been able to get on track offensively in this basketball game. He hit that nice jumper. He was so fired up, he came right down about midcourt and fouled Wojcik.
Second foul on Dotson. Wheeling Central now in the bonus, and Wojcik will shoot a 1-and-1.
In that third quarter, Wheeling Central 6 for 12, Frank. Williamson 2 for 5 from the foul line. Shooting percentage is 50% Wheeling Central, 6 for 12, 5 for 11 Williamson.
Wojcik has 5 points in the game. His shot is up and no good. Obi with a rebound. Obi handing to Copley. Copley across the timeline, stopping at the top of the key. Copley out to Struther, intercepted Riesbeck. Riesbeck on a breakaway, and his shot is good.
There's that great Wheeling Central defense, overplaying, forcing the offense back out away from the bucket. Good anticipation, jumped in the passing lane, Riesbeck for a bucket.
Riesbeck scoring, it's 36-32, Wheeling Central. Williamson with the ball. Dotson passing inside for Obi, knocked out of bounds by Carlson. 6:35 to play. Williamson down by 4.
And a little tentative is Williamson on the offensive end of the court. Credit the Wheeling Central defense.
Dotson throws it out to Struther. And we have a 5-second count. Williamson did not get the pass in time. Woody Smith will come on now for the Wolfpack. He'll replace Obi.
Frank, this almost identical situation at this time in the third quarter, except Williamson was starting to move out. And Wheeling Central answered and came back. Let's see if Williamson can do the same against a big lead that Central has.
Wojcik brings it down to Stiglitz to Carlson out to Morgan, top of the key. Over to Wojcik, left of the foul line, inside to Riesbeck. Riesbeck driving, and he shoots, and he is called for walking. Walking called on Riesbeck. He got Struther up in the air with a pump fake and was called for traveling.
Riesbeck wasn't sure what to call. He heard the whistle as he went out of bounds. Struther came over and told him what had happened.
Copley brings it down for Williamson. Dribbling on the left side. Williamson down by 4. Copley out to Dotson. Dotson right of the circle, giving to Smith in the right baseline. Underneath for Austin. Not a good pass. Stolen by Stiglitz. 5:59 to play. Wheeling Central with a 4-point lead and the ball.
Doing a good job now of shutting down the inside offensive game, not being able to get the ball to Struther.
A great defensive performance by Wheeling Central. Here to steal by Williamson. No, Morgan picks it up and lays it in. Williamson almost had the steal, but Morgan was able to come up with it and get in.
Morgan, the man on the spot. He was just short of the trailer. The ball bounced back to him. He took it right to his hoop and scored.
38-32 the score. The Maroon Knights are sky high as they have shot out to a 6-point lead. 5:34 to play with a break in the action. Let's hear this message from West Virginia Tech.
Orders are being taken out from the ticket office. Use MasterCard, Visa, check, or cash. Get a good seat for the 87 tournament.
more left to play in the ball game, and Wheeling Central has taken control here in this AA championship game as they lead Williamson 38-32, and momentum is on the side of the Maroon Knights.
And they've done it with their defense. That's really created the opportunities for them to score offensively.
Ball, and they're struggling. Copley brings it up to the Wolfpack. Giving to Woody Smith, knocked away out front, but Copley recovers it. Again, a good defense. Copley shooting and missing. Tap by Smith is no good. Tap again is good.
Great tip with the left hand by Woody Smith, and a big bucket.
String bean type of player, but he's been fairly effective. 38-34. Wheeling Central with the ball, leading by 4. Wojcik over to Morgan. Right corner he goes to Riesbeck. Riesbeck hands it to Carlson. 4:55 to play. Carlson to Wojcik. Wojcik foul line to Morgan. Morgan with Copley on him. Gives it to Carlson, right corner. Back out to Riesbeck against Struther. Riesbeck driving, shooting, and hitting.
Or a key basket that time. Wheeling Central runs a flex, a lot of movement. One of the flaws of it is sometimes you don't get the right people in the right area for the shooting.
Dodson driving for Williamson. He misses the shot. Wojcik. And Wheeling Central has a 40-30 in the ball.
And they're going to running the offense. Got a lot of motion, a lot of movement.
4:21 to play. I tell you, these two teams could be back next year. They both have a good nucleus of underclassmen. Wheeling Central with the ball. Morgan, top of the key, over to Wojcik, right of the foul line. In the lane, Stiglitz. Stiglitz shooting, and he walked with it.
Very difficult pass that time for Wojcik to make. He was sort of standing angle off court. He gave a little shovel pass, but he saw he's cutting across into the lane.
Here come the Wolfpack down by 6 with 4:02 to play. Copley to Dodson out between the circles. Dodson to the foul line, got Wojcik in the air, didn't shoot, over to Copley. Copley against Morgan. Dribbling between the circle. Now he goes to Austin, right corner, inside Struther. Nice catch in traffic, Struther. And he was fouled.
Oh my goodness, what a move.
That was a very tough catch. He made the move after the foul, but I'm surprised he even caught the ball.
I am too.
That was on Carlson, his second.
Right now, Central has packed their man-to-man defense back in there so tight that it's very difficult for Williamson to get the basketball in there. They're letting him have all the movement they want outside.
Dodson in the lane to Smith. Smith puts it on the floor. That's trouble. Picks it up, gives it to Copley. Smith almost lost it. Copley on the right side to Dodson. To Austin, right corner. Back to Dodson. Dodson trying to drive, travels with it.
Well, they pack that defense inside man-to-man, and they really collapse, and they're always finding the basketball as Wheeling Central. They never lose contact of the man or the ball.
3:32 to play. Wheeling Central with a 6-point lead in the ball. Wojcik in the backcourt having some trouble with it, and an offensive foul on Wojcik. Wojcik was having trouble controlling the ball. He ran into Dodson and picks up a charge.
Frank, 40-36, Wheeling Central. Very important at Williamson High School now with 3:26 remaining. Get the ball to the people who could score for them. That would be like Struther going inside, or maybe Dodson on the jump shot.
And they couldn't get the ball in bounds. Dodson could not get it in bounds because of the Maroon Knights defense. So Wheeling Central gets it back. Inbound to Wojcik. Wojcik dribbling across the timeline against Dodson. Pass to Stiglitz in the corner. Stiglitz against Smith. Over to Morgan, right side to Riesbeck. Riesbeck goes around Struther. He hands it to Stiglitz on the right side. Out to Wojcik. 3:09 to play. Wheeling Central leading by 6. Pass to Riesbeck to Wojcik, top of the key. Wojcik driving around Dodson. Goes all the way. It's no good. Is off to Wojcik, but he was standing out of bounds. He missed the shot, had the layup, and just couldn't make it. The loose ball was tipped to Wojcik, but he was standing in the blue, out of bounds.
Well, what Central's been able to do is get Williamson out of that 2-3 zone because of the lead, force him to play man-to-man.
Struther on a drive for Williamson, and we have a foul on Wheeling Central.
Struther took that ball, not coast to coast, but he just brought it down, and as he brought it up over the midcourt line, you can see, Frank, that he knows that they're going to get in this basketball game, he's going to have to get a hold of the ball and score for them, and I think that's what he's trying to do. You just have to make sure you take good shots out there and don't force the play.
Foul is on Carlson. Struther shooting 2, and he hits the first one. It's 40-35. Williamson down by 5. 2:50 to play. Not much time left. Second shot by Strother is no good. Rebound is off to Morgan. Morgan dribbling across midcourt, takes it down the right side of the floor, calling a timeout. Timeout is taken, 2:45 to play in the game. Wheeling Central leading Williamson 40-35.
West Virginia's 73rd state basketball tournament continues with this Metro News golden moment.
The year was 1956, the Class Single A championship game matching the Morgantown Mohegans and East Bank Pioneers. East Bank led by a skinny, smooth as silk senior named Jerry West, who would later go on to become one of the greatest players ever.
It's been an all Jerry West second quarter. He's got 10 of his team's 14 points so far. And here comes East Bank into the forecourt. Landers at the top of the key. He fires a bounce pass to Buckley on the left side. And a pass into the right corner to West. Wide open for a jump shot. West fires. Nothing but net. Scores 2 more for Jerry West. He's got 12 of his caught 16 points in the quarter.
West finished the ball game with 29 points in a 71-56 East Bank win. In fact, he was so dominant that residents of East Bank renamed their town West Bank for a day. The West Virginia State Tournament in 1986. The tradition continues.
And here the tradition continuing with Wheeling Central's outstanding defense, leading them to a 40-35 lead over Williamson with 2:45 to play. You know, all the honors that were accorded Jerry West during his career, the championships he won, he says the state championship in high school may have been the biggest. It certainly was his first big thrill, and I think that's what's at stake for these kids here today.
Boy, it is, Frank, and so much is at stake in such a short period of time, an hour and a half, and so much on the line for your school, your community, and your lifetime, because you look back on this 10 years, 15 years later.
Even 30 or 40 years. Wheeling Central with the ball, and they lead it by 5. Morgan out front, dribbling for the Maroon Knights against Copley over to Wojcik, left corner. Down low, Stiglitz. He turns, shoots, hits.
Hey, where do you go when you need a bucket? You go to your big man, Mike Stiglitz.
He made the all-tournament team last year. He'll no doubt make it again this year. He has 11, and Williamson's down by 7 now, 42-35. Dotson top of the key, missing. Rebound, tipped out to Copley. Copley shooting for Williamson. He misses. Stiglitz rebounding again. And in traffic, he is fouled by Austin.
Good timeout by Gaudio, and he went to his own defense. Now he's forcing Williamson to shoot the perimeter shot with the lead, 42-35.
That is the 4th foul on Austin. Well, you look ahead to all-tournament team. You've got to think Stiglitz will be on there. Brother, George Moses of Clarksburg WI.
I'm thinking Riesbeck, too. The game yesterday, and he's played well.
Possibly Wojcik. He's been the floor leader. Woody Smith might be another one. We'll wait and see. We'll have the award ceremonies following the game. Stiglitz has 11 points. He's at the line, 1-1. That is going to be good. 43-35. Central by 8 with 2:08 to play.
I think Stiglitz should go on and play college basketball someplace. Frank, what do you think?
I think you're right. Wheeling Central won a state championship in 1982, and they are up by 9 here today with 2:08 to play. They took over midway in the 3rd quarter. They haven't been headed since. Dotson to Strother. Long shot right corner. No good. Rebound Copley, and a foul on Wojcik. That will be his 5th.
Well, both clubs are right now playing their secondary defenses, but for the wrong reasons. Williamson was chased out of their zone with their main defense in man-to-man because of the league, and they had to come out and play, and that allowed Central to go to work. And, of course, on the other end, Central now is in a zone defense with the league forcing the perimeter shot of Williamson.
Dave Wojcik fouling out for Wheeling Central with 1:57 to play. His team up 44-35.
Yes, the year, Frank. Only junior.
He does. Copley will be at the line now for Williamson. Copley has 8 points. He only had 6 in the semifinal round game. He had 21 in the quarterfinal round game. Shot by Copley is good. Williamson needs every point they can get. They're trailing 44-36 with 1:57 left.
Well, against Oceana, Copley could not get out. His game is in a transition game, scoring the other end with those real good moves. And, of course, today, the transition game was cut down, too.
Second shot is good, 44-37. Wheeling Central almost through the end pass away. Riesbeck gets it, double team, giving it to Palmer. Palmer has it knocked away, and Struther comes up with the ball. Here comes Struther on the drive for Williamson, under control, shoots, and he hits. And it's 44-39 with 1:40 to play. They're pressing Wheeling Central. Riesbeck in the backcourt to Palmer. Palmer dribbling, double team, looks for help. He gives it over to Riesbeck, and he did not get it across the timeline.
And I'll tell you right now, Central needs a timeout very quickly to regroup. With Wojcik out of the game, they've got to set up.
They could not get the ball across the midcourt line, and without their playmaker Wojcik, they are struggling a bit with 1:30 to play. It's now a 44-39 game, Wheeling Central leading. Wojcik has fouled out for the Maroon Knights.
Well, he has, and of course, right away you look for Riesbeck to take over the leadership. They've got Palmer in the basketball game. Williamson coming back strong with 2 buckets, and now they're on their benches. I'm sure that Coach Gaudio, with the lead, is setting up how he wants to spread the court, get it over midcourt. The first thing he wants to do is get it over midcourt. Then he knows there'll probably be a foul taker. Williamson has to be in the gambling stage, although there's 1:30 left, only down 5 points.
A low-scoring game today, but a very exciting one as Wheeling Central and Williamson square off in this AA state championship game. As we mentioned, both teams have a good nucleus of players returning for next year, so they may meet again in the future.
Well, usually the clubs in AA that make it into the championship round, Frank, are clubs that play good, tough schedules above their classification. I think good coaches want to go out and do that as much as possible because they prepare their teams for this type of out. Both clubs are in here now. Both have played tough schedules this year.
They both play mostly AAA schedules. They played in the '83 state tournament, and Williamson won in the semifinals. Dotson with it for Williamson. To Struther in the right corner. Struther in the lane to Smith. His shot is up and no good. Rebound and a foul inside on Wheeling Central.
Wheeling Central in that secondary defense of the zone, it just changes principles a little bit. You have to just become a little bit complacent and you stand around. And I think that maybe Wheeling Central started celebrating a little bit early in this basketball game, and you hit a couple fouls with the clock stop, and you got a 3-point game with 1:19 left.
Copley shooting for Williamson. It is no good. Rebound Stiglitz out to Morgan. That's a big miss by Copley. And Morgan has it stolen from behind by Copley. 1:12 to play. Here comes Copley the other way. He penetrates. He shoots. It's off the rim. No good. Rebound Austin. He lays it in. 44-41. A 3-point game with a minute to play. Toss it inbound to Stiglitz. Stiglitz is fouled by Copley, and that will be his 4th. We have 1 minute to play. Williamson has cut Wheeling Central's lead to 3, and Stiglitz, who has been their big man today, will be at the foul line in a 1-and-1.
Let's see how he handles it. There were some pressure situations in the AAA game last night that Tony and Jack described with people going to the foul line under just tremendous pressure. And here's the answer here with Stiglitz. You'll have to see what he can do in a 1-and-1.
Stiglitz is 3 of 4 on free throws. His shot is up, and it's no good. Rebound Struther.
Struther's going to be looking hoop all the way, I guarantee you.
Struther takes it down right baseline. Shot is up, good off the glass. And it's 44-43, a 1-point Wheeling Central lead. In the backcourt, Riesbeck, 45 seconds to go. Riesbeck to Morgan. Morgan at midcourt, runs into Smith. Offensive foul on Dave Morgan.
And I'll tell you right now, Wheeling Central is stunned. They're not sure whether to call a timeout, and Williamson just to take. Frank, this has been a game I've never seen momentum changes so quick like this.
Morgan ran into Smith at midcourt. He could have avoided him, I think, James.
Well, I agree with you. And, of course, they were coming down the outside. He had a couple people open coming down on the break and elected to put his head down and go up the court.
40 seconds left. It's 44-43. Williamson has come back to pull within 1 of Wheeling Central. A big basket moments ago by Anthony Struther.
Well,
he has 22 points.
And I called that, I think, as they took out. You could read that he was just going to take this basketball down. He was the one who rebounded the other end. He came right down. Central was back on defense. He went to the area where he could score, and he likes to use the board off of that move. He took it baseline up, got the ball high up on the glass, and put it in.
Struther shows a great deal of poise for a sophomore. You have to remember he's a young man who's played a lot in AAU tournaments and that type of thing, has gotten some experience across the country. Youngsters these days get that type of competition, and they seem to be a bit more poised as young players in high school than they were maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Or 30 years ago. No, I tell you, Struther, to me, and we talked about this through the course of the last couple of days, I think he has a real good chance if he becomes maybe a better ball handler. He'll have to become like an off guard or second guard in college. He has a real shot at being a Division I player. I like the range on the jump shot. I like his height on the jump shot, his timing, his release. Plus, he's a strong kid, and he can run the court, Frank.
All right, here we go. Williamson to inbound at midcourt. They trail 44-43. 40 seconds to play.
Who do you think the ball's going to?
Oh, I think there's no question who they want it to go to.
Number 23.
Dotson to inbound for Williamson. Inbounding to Copley. Copley driving the left side on Riesbeck. His layup is good, and he is fouled. Copley, the senior, took the ball in on Bob Riesbeck. He made the shot, and Riesbeck caught it. It's a 45-44 Williamson lead, and Copley will go to the line.
About 15 seconds ago, you described Copley being at the foul line on a one-on-one and missing. And you said, big shot. He came down, made the steal. Now he's back to set it up, and then he's back down the floor, hitting a goal to put his club ahead.
Unbelievable comeback for the Williamson Wolfpack, and they've done it with Dave Wojcik the game for Whitting Central.
West Virginia's 73rd state basketball tournament continues with this Metro News Golden Moment.
March 26, 1973, the AAA Championship. South Charleston against Logan. For Logan's legendary coach Willie Akers, it would be his last game before retirement.
And on the far side of the floor, standing, is Logan coach Willie Akers. It's his final stand along the sidelines, and he'll go out a winner. Logan with a 1-point lead in the ball. Gators throws to Browning to the right side, a pass to Hayter. 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's all over. The Wildcats have won. Willie Akers retires a winner. A 4th state championship for Willie Akers. And this record crowd of over 12,000 here at the Civic Center stands to cheer Willie and his Logan Wildcats.
4 state titles and 4 runner-up finishes. Willie Akers, truly one of the best to ever coach in West Virginia. The West Virginia State Tournament in 1986. The tradition continues.
Well, when Willie Akers coached at Logan, he had some tremendous battles with the Williamson Wolfpack in his day.
Oh, he did. There's no doubt about it. Willie, one of my truly great friends, and just a super Christian man in this business, Frank. A great guy to be around and associated with, an outstanding coach.
Here's Copley shooting for Williamson. Shot is good. It is 46-44. Williamson by 2.
And they still got their pressure on.
They're pressing Whitting Central. 34 seconds left. Central with the ball. Riesbeck in the backcourt. 30 seconds. Across the timeline is Stiglitz. Stiglitz to Morgan. 25 seconds. Morgan to the corner. Looks for the shot. It is up and good.
Ice
Morgan
in the vein. Morgan.
Morgan hits the shot with 17 seconds left. Copley dribbling out front for Williamson.
Get a
Over to
timeout.
Dotson. And Dotson calls time with 12 seconds to play. 12 seconds left in the game. It is 46-46. Williamson and Whitting Central are tied after the big basket by Dave Morgan, his 15th point of the ball game.
Well, you know, Copley missed that one-on-one, came back down, made a great steal off the transition by Wheeling Central. Morgan has the charging foul at the right in front of the scoring table at midcourt, Frank. Then he comes down and makes the bucket. So people are just, they're playing as hard as they can. They're not getting their heads down off of mistakes. They're going right out. We got a 46-46 basketball game. If you're Williamson High's Hatfield, what are you thinking? Make sure that you get the only shot in this next 12 seconds. Do not shoot the ball too quick. Have your kids make sure. And if you can't get the ball in, which we got to remember that Central has already gotten 2 violations off the out of bounds. So if you can't get it, use a timeout. Don't throw that ball in bounds.
46-46 the score. 12 seconds to play. Williamson and Whitting Central, AA championship game. Tremendous drama and tension here at the Civic Center. Williamson will have the ball just past the midcourt line.
Dino Gaudio, the coach at Central, in how many situations, who would you better want to have in the ball game than number 4, Dave Wojcik, and where is he? Sitting down with 5 fouls. Not a factor. Well, he has been a factor that he hasn't been in the game, the final 141 of this game.
Dotson inbounding for Williamson, throwing it in the backcourt to Strother. 11 seconds to go. Here comes Strother against Palmer. 8 seconds. Strother on the right side. 5 seconds. The baseline. Turnaround jumper is good. It's good with 1 second left. Anthony Strother hits the shot from the right baseline with 1 second to play. It is not over. It is not over. Has called a timeout with 1 second left. But the sophomore took it down to the right baseline, spinning to his left. Turnaround jumper. 12 feet away, and Jay, it was nothing but cotton.
Well, what we talked about was the inbounds play. They threw a high lob pass out of their setup. Struthers had to come into the backcourt. I looked right at the clock. He picked the basketball up just about 80 feet away, Frank, with 11 seconds on the clock. But when he came down across midcourt line, he angled to the baseline. Once he got to the baseline, he made and knew that he was home. He knew he was going to get a good shot. He just wasn't sure. He came back with that spin move, that turnaround spin room patent of his, and it went with nothing but net.
Now, the way this game is gone, it is not over, and they are putting another second back on the clock. There are 2 seconds left in the game. Wheeling Central will inbound the ball with 2 seconds to play. The Maroon Knights had a 9-point lead with 2:08 to play. Wojcik fouled out with 1:57 to play, and with him on the bench, their ability to handle the Williamson pressure disappeared, and the Wolfpack have been able to come back. But again, 2 seconds left. Wheeling Central has the ball. They're down by 2.
But they've got to come 94 feet in 2 seconds, and Frank, I think it's going to be very difficult. Williamson's going to come out and stick pressure on the out of bounds. And I've never, ever seen a foul called in this situation. And I'm sure it's going to be a long cross-court pass. You can't be thinking. Now, what you want to do here is make sure your shooter receives the basketball.
Palmer with a long pass down the floor. It's intercepted by Strother. He's done it all. He throws it high into the air, and the ball game is over. Williamson has come from behind with an unbelievable comeback to win the AA state championship. The Wheeling Central Maroon Knights are just stunned as they sit on their bench, tears in their eyes, and their celebration in the coal fields as Williamson will take a state championship back to Mingo County. 48-46 the final. The Wolfpack Heroes are being held onto their shoulder of their fans. Their adoring fans here at the Civic Center. An unbelievable comeback. They were 9 points down with 2 minutes to play. They come from behind to win 48-46 over Wheeling Central, led by the sophomore Anthony Strother. 24 points in the game for Strother.
He took the ball inside, post up. He went outside, but more than anything else, we had mentioned when we were at breaks many times about his leadership skills. There were seniors on the court, but they were going to him all the time. And no better player to have, and he was not afraid of the challenge. He wanted the basketball in the final 2 minutes. He's the one that keyed it. There were some key steals coming back. He made the points, scored the baskets. A very, very disappointed and an outstanding year for Wheeling Central. Don't take anything away from that. They played well.
Also, a big key today for Williamson, David Copley, the senior, had 13 points. Let's go now to the Civic Center Public Address announcer, Frank Blake.
On behalf of the Board of Control, the Board of Appeals, and the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission staff, we want to thank everyone for being a part of this 1986 West Virginia Boys State Basketball Tournament. It's truly a shame that the purpose of this gathering is to determine a winner, because in our eyes, all of the participating schools are winners. On November 15th, every team in the state was equal and had the opportunity to be where these teams are right now. So it is with great honor to have come this far, and we want each of the participating teams to know that they deserve the respect and admiration of everyone throughout the state of West Virginia. The National Federation of State High School Associations' motto is that athletics is the other half of education. The West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission would like to take that a little further by saying that we feel that athletics also helps provide the discipline, integrity, and courage that is necessary to cope with the problems of life. And now, we would like to recognize Mrs. Edna Mae Phillips, Mr. Vince Poletti, and Mr. Jack Wiseman, West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission Board of Appeals members, who will present the awards to these outstanding basketball teams. The first award will be the Sportsmanship Award, and the winner is Richwood. Do we have a representative from Richwood? The next award will be for the best cheering section. The winner is Wheeling Central. The third award will be for the best cheerleading squad. The winner is Oceana. Here they are, the cheering leading squad from Oceana. And now the members of the all-tournament team are asked to come forward at this time and remain for their picture. From Williamson, Anthony Struther.
The all-tournament team being announced, and the first player to be announced is Anthony Struther of Williamson. And Jay, again, I think if you picked an MVP, they don't, but if they did, he probably would be it.
Surprise there. He did everything. He had great leadership skills for a sophomore, Frank.
Anthony Struther, the sophomore, being named to the all-tournament team.
From Washington Irving, George Moses.
George Moses of Washington. Williamson winning it over Wheeling Central 48-46 here today. Tremendous ball game.
From Wheeling Central,
no surprise
Bob Riesbeck.
Bob Riesbeck of Wheeling Central. A very
From Oceana, Todd Lusk.
Todd Lusk of Oceana.
Outstanding player.
From Wheeling Central, Mike
Stiglitz of Wheeling Central, a very teary-eyed group of Maroon Knights that walked toward.
From Washington Irving, Scott Henderson.
Scott Henderson of Clarksburg WI.
From Williamson, David Copley.
David Copley of Williamson. Final game for the Wolfpack.
From Wheeling Central, Dave Wojcik.
And Dave Wojcik of Wheeling Central, who, by fouling out today, became, I think, the key story in the game.
No doubt about it.
And now we would like to present the individual awards to the runner-up team from Wheeling Central High School. Please step forward to receive.
Copley of Williamson, like his brother, earning a state championship spot in a Wolfpack uniform. His brother played on the 83 Williamson championship team, and now he will play on the 86 title team. The Wheeling Central Maroon Knights now going out to receive their runner-up awards. They led the game today by 9 points with 2:08 to play. Dave Wojcik fouled out with 1:57 to play, and they end up losing 48-46, falling victim to a furious Williamson comeback. And Jay, I think you made a good point. They
Would all
may
the
have
members
actually,
of the all-tournament team please remain after the award ceremony for additional pictures,
they may have begun celebrating.
as we'll try to get all members of the all-tournament team please remain for additional pictures.
A bit prematurely.
Well, there was still time on the clock, Frank, and there were a lot of things that were happening. They were losing their ball handling guard, their setup man.
And now with the team captains of the coach from Wheeling Central High School sent forward to receive the runner-up trophy.
Head coach Dino Gaudio and his captains Mark Paulson and Mike Stiglitz getting the runner-up trophy for Wheeling Central. They are seniors. They won't be back next year. As we mentioned, both these teams have a nucleus of players returning.
And now with the members of Williamson High School sent forward to receive the annual championship award.
This is the third straight year Wheeling Central has lost in the finals, and it does become heartbreaking after a while.
And I think they prepared this year that they thought with Stiglitz coming back and Costin on the inside that they would have the inside play. I think next year they do return the backcourt, but I don't think it's going to be as easy, Frank, to get it back here next year in Double-A. They're going to have to rebuild, pick up some people, and I think they just believed that this was the year with the balanced play that they had, and it just didn't work out.
For the manner in which they lost to 2 years ago, they were beaten fairly handily by North Fork, 71-58, led by Andy Martin. Last year, they were beaten fairly soundly by Dunbar, 78-61. This one was a heartbreaking game that they had and saw it slip away, and they lose 48-46.
Boy, just momentum changed to the Williamson side when Wojcik went out, and it got a couple steals.
And now, by the pleasure, we would like to present the Class AA West Virginia Boys Basketball Championship Trophy and game ball to Williamson High School.
The Williamson Wolfpack being presented the championship trophy. They win it on a jumper at the buzzer, or actually with 2 seconds to play, by Anthony Struther, a sophomore who finishes with 24 points. A shot with 2 seconds left by Struther proves to be the difference. Struther had 24, Copley 13, Austin 4, Obi 2, Dotson 3, and Woody Smith 2 for Williamson. Bob Riesbeck had 8 for Wheeling Central. Dave Morgan 13, Mike Stiglitz 13, Mark Paulson 3, Dave Wojcik 5, and Jim Palmer 4. The final score is 48-46. Williamson winning the AA state championship over Wheeling Central. We'll be back to recap more after we hear this from Kanawha County Schools.